We're understanding, as this definition says here, a sibyl refers to a female prophet or oracle in ancient Greece and Rome. So it says, but I want to make point, a female prophet or oracle. These women are believed to be divinely inspired and capable of uttering prophecies. Now, here's the thing about sibyls and oracles. They were not people who walked with the regular people in society. They didn't hang out with others. They weren't a part of society. You don't just see them walking down the street and, hey, Mary, and she in the bar and she in the grocery. No, that's not how sibyls were. They stayed to themselves mainly. And also, when you things about sibyls and oracles, you will hear the term androgynous, meaning that they looked a little strong. They had some strong features. Yeah, because they was tapped in. You get tapped in the source, you are the feminine and the masculine. That's another story. I'm not going into that today. Also, want to look up the term oracle. All right? Those of us who know or saw the movie Matrix, you remember what the oracle looked like. Looked like a melanated woman. Well, they got it right. They got it right. Because the oracles were melanated women. But when you go back and look, even when they talk about Greece, they want to show you Albion women. But the original people in Greece were melanated. I just need to say that because once again, we need to understand that the conqueror is going to rewrite the story. So follow me here. I'm not bringing this up because, oh, Diva is racist or prejudiced. No, that's not. I need you to understand the facts. Because you're going to understand there's a cycle. A cycle. When a people are conquered, their history is rewritten by the conqueror. All right. So keep that in mind. Here it says an oracle has two primary meanings. It can refer to a person or place believed to deliver divine messages. A person believed to deliver divine messages. That's an oracle. Someone who can read the future. And again, we want to remember that all of your prophecies that were created by the sibyls and oracles, they're in the Old Testament, not the New, the Old Testament. Okay, so I want to get into this so we can understand something. When it came to who was running or the original order on this planet, it was a matriarchal society. All right, women ruled. It was the woman who had all of the knowledge, all of the power, all of the education, the land, the riches, the wealth. It was her. It was owned by her, and everything came from her. And let's understand that originally she had the ability to procreate on her own. That's what we're not told. The woman was originally procreating on her own. This is not a diss to my brothers. These are just the facts. Even if you go back to understanding the molecular side, even if you go and look at the molecular side of who the woman is or where all beings come from, it starts from the feminine. He was originally a female. Every male that you see walking was originally a female. Started from a she. Started from X's. Everything comes from the feminine, including him. So let's be clear. Originally, she had the ability to procreate on her own, and then she started to create him. And then he took over. Originally, it was his place to revere the woman. This is why when you see the term Mason, Masons, that came about because originally it was her teaching him the esoteric knowledge of how this planet works or how this third dimension works. So let's break it down from an etymological standpoint. When we see Mason, we get Ma for mother and son for the offspring of the mother. This is when she started to teach him, once again, the esoteric knowledge of how this dimension works. She started giving him the secrets. Mason. And in those, anybody who's ever been in any kind of secret society or Mason, originally, he was supposed to revere her. Even when we look at the universal laws, that's the first thing they get taught in your secret societies, or they used to get taught that, because that deals with, they call it the 7 Hermetic principles. Universal laws, same thing. And so what's happening is, once he had started to learn the knowledge, well, he took her over. Now, let's be clear, she is not a victim. I've talked about this. When women are getting that energy returned to them, it's because of the energy she put out. He was originally a sex slave. She was, let me be 100. She wasn't supposed to be sleeping with him. This is, I need y'all to pay attention now. Pay attention. Remember, I just talked about how the lion and the gazelle, they're on the same vibratory frequency. Okay, everything, we are all one. That's a universal principle. And the faster you get knowledge of that and understanding of that, then you'll know how to conduct yourself in this third dimension so that you create the third dimension that you care to see. So when she first created him, she wasn't supposed to be sleeping with him, very much like when the Anunnaki created the so-called human, the first human, they weren't supposed to be sleeping with them. I know, I get it. This is hard. This is over somebody's head. The people in the back of the room, I know y'all not getting this. Y'all come to the front so I can explain it, okay? Pay attention. When she started to create this being, once again, she started to teach him that esoteric knowledge. But there were women who were not being respectful to him. He was a second-class being. He was never supposed to be equal. He was never supposed to have the same knowledge as she had. And she treated him as such. And when you deliver that kind of energy, by law, it has to come back to you. I need to go into the Anunnaki.